I remember when I was in ninth grade, I just felt like such a geek because all my friends, nobody was cool. None of us got bitches. But then when I would look over there by the cafeteria, it just looked like a lit fucking party. Like all the niggas was like dancing and saying, yeah, nigga. Hell yeah, nigga. You know what the fuck? It's just an unexplainable type of feeling. All right, so as far as Ja Morant, what he's going through with trying to be like a fake thug and shit like that, let's watch the video and I'll explain what I think about it. I think why he's in hot water is because didn't he sneak this gun into like an NBA-owned, something that has to do with the NBA. But here he was at a strip club. All right, so he's listening to NBA Youngboy. Ja Morant's only 23 on top of that, so he's rich. He's 23, he's listening to NBA Youngboy. I don't think that he should be punished for having a firearm to protect himself, considering he's rich. And when you're black and rich, you're definitely gonna have niggas gunning for you. Even if it's a psychological thing, because society is programmed, not society is programmed, but our own fake ass black community has programmed us into thinking that we should always have protection, or if we don't, we're gonna get caught quote unquote lacking. All right, so Ja Morant is rich as fuck, 23 years old, young as shit, successful as fuck, one of the biggest faces of the NBA. And he's going through, I want to call it honey badger masculinity syndrome. Now, the reason why I call that honey badger masculinity syndrome is because when I was a kid, I went through the same shit, but I was not rich. I was not worth 200 million. Well, I didn't have a $200 million contract. On top of that, I wasn't signed with Powerade. On top of that, I wasn't, what else does he got? I didn't have a Nike deal. But the reason why I say I can relate to what Ja Morant is going through, because this is what happens in an era like this, right? So Ja Morant went to a private school, okay? The reason why I say I can relate is because I went to private schools. Everybody knows when you're black and you have a good family, or you have a parent that wants to put you in a higher grade of education, when you're black, you're gonna get clowned. So one of the problems with Ja Morant, I truly believe, is that he probably was teased growing up for going to a private school. Personally, that's what I think. Anytime you don't do your homework and you're a black kid that's trying to be successful, you're going to get clowned. If you're not wearing the best Nikes, you're going to get clowned. If you're too good in school, you're going to get clowned. Right? You're always in a black community, when you're a black dude growing up, if you're not trying to be cool, you're considered a square. Girls don't like you. People are going to call you soft. They're going to say this. They're going to say that. They don't think you can't fight, this and that. It's a masculinity issue in the black community. Now, what Ja Morant is doing right now is just being a young, rich-ass nigga just having a good time. The gun shit, when the NBA is watching you, was it irresponsible? Yes. Do I believe Ja Morant is trying to be a thug? No. I believe that he's not trying to, quote-unquote, get caught lacking. We don't know what's in Ja Morant's DMs. We don't know if he's getting death threats. We don't know if Ja Morant has people sending him all types of weird shit. We don't know. So the fact that everybody would just sit here and be like, oh man, he's just doing too much, trying to be a thug, a gangster. It's a fucked up thing in the black community as black men, where if you don't flex masculinity, you're gonna be considered soft. I feel like Ja Morant maybe watched a lot of Allen Iverson growing up. Considering that he's only 23, that would probably be like his Michael Jordan in a sense. You know, the tattoos, the flexing, the thug shit, this and that. On top of that, when you start to have money, you start to feel like you could conquer anything. You just got the most power. Everybody around Ja Morant are yes men. He's got everything that every nigga will want at 23 years old. But what I think this is a masculinity issue. Let's look at this shit real quick. All right, I see a young nigga 23 having a good time. You know, flexing ice, doing honey badger shit, listening to NBA Youngboy. Where's he? Did he already flash the gun? Or I missed it. Always miss it. I think he just did it already. He did that shit in the beginning. Yeah, I think he did that shit at the beginning or something like that. Yeah, there we go. All right. So he showed the gun, very irresponsible. it seems like in the NBA they take this shit extremely serious. All right. NBA like hella years ago, they even banned niggas. I want to say niggas, aka blacks. They banned black people from wearing jewelry in the fucking gym. And you know, when you come to a game, you had to wear a suit. They banned niggas from wearing jewelry and fucking hip hop clothing. On top of that, I see them flashing gang signs and shit like that. We live in America. Why you suspended? Because you can't do that shit in the NBA. You still got a job regardless of how much money you're getting. You said he need a better gun. What's that? What does that shit look like? What is that? The fuck is that? Like a small Glock? Like what the fuck is? What kind of gun is that? I was gonna say a 22, but I was like, there's no way this nigga's showing a 22. That's why I didn't say it. I was like, there's no way this nigga's showing a 22 right now. I think we're just saying 22 because we're laughing at the shit or what? Jordan over LeBron all day. Jordan's more iconic. LeBron's not iconic. He's an excellent fucking player. You know, I love LeBron James, but people are still wearing Jordans to this day. Niggas aren't wearing LeBrons with outfits and shit. Yeah, this shit's small. This looks like a gun that a chick should have in her purse, just in case a nigga just pulls up like, yeah, I just thought you were very sexy. I went to know if I can get your number on some Jeffrey Dahmer heterosexual type shit. She just pulls the gun out and say, stand back. Like one of those type of guns. You said that shit. Yeah. All right, look, I think there's more too. So after this, there's been a big ass thing with Ja Morant with this gun. They've been monitoring his tweets. Somebody made this shit halfway crooks. So he went to private school. I told you, one of the worst things you can say to like a black kid that wants to be cool is exposed that they went to a private school. I went through this shit. I used to want to be a thug and shit like that because I thought when you were a thug, you got bitches. I thought when you were a thug, niggas respected you and you could be cool around blacks. That used to be one of my goals in like 9th grade. Like I wanted to be cool around the niggas. Like I remember when I was in 9th grade, I just felt like such a geek because all my friends, like nobody was cool. None of us got bitches. But then when I would look over there by the cafeteria, like it just looked like a lit fucking party. Like all the niggas was like dancing and saying, yeah, nigga. Hell yeah, nigga. You know what the fuck? Ah, nigga. You know what? Like how many people in here are black? Don't cap. How many people in here are black? I'm going to ask you a fucking question right now. How many people in here are black? Let me tell you something. To all my black people in here, tell me it don't feel good when you're having a good time around niggas until shit pops off. Like, when you're black and shit is just like, and it's lit and it's just a bunch of niggas, like, it's just an unexplainable type of feeling. Like, you guys know what the fuck I'm talking about. It's like, it's just everybody getting along. We got the same dialect. It's not on no bullshit. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, it's just like, it's an unexplainable vibe. You got to be a nigga and you got to know what I'm talking about right now. So that's what I wanted. Because all my friends coming out of junior high and shit like that into high school, none of them were black and nobody was lit. So I used to yearn to be like a part of a lit black crowd. And so I used to just want cool black friends so bad because I just wanted to be cool. I wanted to be around niggas. I just really wanted to be around my niggas. Like I wanted that. I wanted to be around niggas wearing Jordans and getting bitches. That's what I wanted. So I know how Ja Morant feels. He's doing everything he probably couldn't really do, but now it's amplified because he's rich. So what did I do in 10th grade? The first day of school, 10th grade, my friends tried to kick it with me. I ran from these niggas every day till they stopped chasing me. They didn't like physically chase me, but I would see them at school and run. And I just tried to network with niggas. I started kicking it around blacks. I started just hanging around in the nigga area. So I understand how Ja Morant feels like, cause I was that kid. So I know what the fuck it is. Like, it feels good to be like some fake ass honey badger. Like, anybody that's like from any type of like street environment, like, it feels good to do fuckery. Like, if it feels good to destroy shit and just be a like, I'm not saying I'm doing it. I'm not saying I'm doing it now, but man, like, the days of just being a nigga, like, just fucking shit up, just being around a bunch of niggas, just being a nigga, like, it's something that when you're young, depending on what type of upbringing you have, it's just something. It's just something that you want to fucking do. If there's anybody here black that came from any type of street environment, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, anybody in here from an urban fucking area, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Some of you motherfuckers know, like, just being a badass nigga, like, it's just something about it that just gives you like a fucking like a fucking surge of energy, like a fucking adrenaline boost. I remember being like fucking 17, just fucking shit up. They was building new 2-story houses. Me and all my black friends went there busting light bulbs, throwing fucking rocks at BMWs that passed, taking fire extinguishers. We was just doing destructive shit. And it just felt good. So I know how Ja Morant feels when he flashing that gun and being rich. But at the same time, it's also irresponsible because you got a Powerade contract. I wasn't a rich ass nigga, but you got a Powerade contract. You got a Nike contract. You're one of the faces of the new school of NBA. Like, this nigga Ja Morant is what, 3 years in the league? Like, to me, Ja Morant is my favorite newcomer player. I think the nigga's lit. I also like the fact that he's 6'2", but he got the mindset of like a 6'8" motherfucker. Got dunks, everything. Like, the nigga has the swag of Iverson. Like, he reminds me of like Iverson. Like, to me, that's what Ja Morant reminds me of. Iverson with more tenacity. So, understand what he's going through. So it looks like they actually suspended Ja Morant for the foreseeable future. So it wasn't, at first it was just 2 games, but it looks like there's no actual timeline on when he's going to come back.
Any player. Morant is 23 years old.
What was that one dude? Yo, what's that one black dude from a long time ago that brought a gun? I forgot his fucking name, but he got suspended for 50 games. Yeah, Gilbert Arenas. They suspended him for 50 games. For 50 games. Ja Morant, I think them having him take a leave, like I said, we don't know what he's going through. We don't know if he's getting death threats. Nobody, unless you're a black man that dealt with identity issues, you can never understand what Ja Morant is going through. If you were raised well and never wanted to be cool, you can't speak on this topic. You just can't. You gotta be a nigga that struggled with identity, black issues growing up to know how this nigga feels to just be young, lit, rich. On top of that, just getting an energy burst from just being a honey badger, bro. I did it without the money. His career never recovered. Yeah, but this is a new day and age, though. This is a new day and age. That's why, like, I feel like Ja Morant's gonna recover from this shit. I feel like he just got to take some time, get his mind right, and realize that while Ja Morant might be 23 and lit, yo, M-Boy 67 with the 20 gifted, though? Oh, shit. Hey, much appreciated. Thank you, bro. Thank you for the 20 gifted. Thank you for that. I appreciate that shit. I think we're at what that puts us at 472. Big salute on that. Thank you guys for supporting me on the Kick platform. He might be getting suspended for 50. Yeah, they saying that he bought the gun on a plane. So I think that Ja Morant's gonna get suspended for the rest of the season, actually. I'll be very surprised if he returns. Kyrie had issues, what he did and got dropped by Nike and everything. That's because, here's the thing, here's the difference between Ja Morant and Irving, all right? So the difference between Ja and Irving is because Ja did some honey badger shit. I'm gonna tell you what it is. Ja did some honey badger shit. You'll get a pass for being a, but When you start anything anti-Semitic, you start pissing off Jewish people, it's over, nigga. You could get a pass for being a but there's just certain lines niggas gotta know not to cross. The fact that he shared it, it made, look, they did that to make a quick example. The fact that he shared it, they did it like, oh, he trying to be one of them smart house niggas. Well, all right, we're gonna show him how smart house niggas get reprimanded. Pull his Nike contract. Pull that nigga's Nike contract. That's basically what happened. It wasn't anti-Semitic. I know it was, but I'm saying it's the fact that Kyrie would do a little slick shit and they probably thought that he was trying to be on some slick shit. You get what I'm saying? The reason why Ja Morant gets a pass is because he's 23, and on top of that, he did some honey badger shit. You get a pass when you're on this level, you get a pass for being a nigga, right? You could be black and make all these dumb mistakes all you want. But when you start pissing off the Jewish community and they think you're trying to be slick and undermine them in any kind of way, they're going to cut your shit off. No matter how rich and lit you are, you still work for this. Like if I'm a lit rich actor, right? What still signs my checks are studios. Basically, it's the studios that sign my checks. You know what black people, what we got to understand is in this realm, we're not in charge by any means necessary. There's a handful of billionaires. And even then, there's probably some higher up that could rip their shit away from them if they want. We've seen it happen to Kanye West. Yeah, so is Ja Morant going to recover from this situation? Yeah, it's just, I mean, it might kill the rest of his season, but I mean, this is just this is how it feels to be in the mind of a 23-year-old black guy that's lit, rich, and young and fucking got all this money. Like, he'll get over it.